Welcome to One Stop Web Solutions, our YouTube channel. I'm the business owner and the host, George Stamoulis. We call ourselves the digital right hand of the right hand of the small business owner, essentially. This is my first video, so thank you to anyone who's watching it. What One Stop Web Solutions is, it's basically a website development and online marketing business that demystifies a lot of what the online space is all about. Obviously nowadays, especially for small businesses, it becomes a problem when they have to keep up with all this web stuff. And we're sort of here to sort of demystify all of that. What I'm going to talk about today is resources for the lean entrepreneur, right? So one of the things about being an entrepreneur is that you're constantly learning, right? You constantly have to. It's like when you run your own business, you have to wear many hats. You're a bookkeeper. You're this. You're that. You're an online marketer. You're a content writer. You know, as well as on top of doing your base business things, like if you're a concreter, for instance, right? And as a result of that, it's very vital to have access to resources that allow you to upskill. Now, there's lots of resources out there, but what I'm going to cover is the ones that I have come across that are the most cost effective. In other words, they get you the most bang for your buck, and I recommend that you check on these platforms first before you check on any others, just to make sure, because they're so cheap. A lot of the times you can find the resources that you're after on these three platforms. So you should always check there first. The first one is Everand, right? So Everand is it's an app, but it's also a website where you pay. It's like the Spotify music of books, right? Including audiobooks, right? So basically you pay, I think I'm paying like $15 a month, right? And you get access to every book that is on an audiobook that's on the Everand service. And a lot of the times, before I will go on Amazon and buy a book, I will check to see if it's on Everand first, right? And if it's on Everand, well, then I don't need to pay additional money to buy the book on Amazon, right? Because Amazon doesn't have that kind of service. It has Amazon Unlimited, but it's not the same thing. So Everand has ebooks, audiobooks, podcasts. So it's a very, very vital. So especially if you're looking at books and audiobooks, you should always check Everand before you actually shell out to buy the book. Because like realistically, I mean, yes, with Everand, you don't technically own the book because you only get access to it as you get a subscription. But I mean, if you buy a lot of books, like I do, if you're a person who's a serial book reader, like you're constantly reading books on this and that, Everand will save you a lot of money in the long term. The next one is Skillshare. So Skillshare is all about video courses, right? So Skillshare is I think it's about $120 a year, right? And that's very cheap, actually, in comparison to other video courses, right? And it gets you access to a lot of material, especially for entrepreneurs, things like web design, content creation, online marketing, SEO, Facebook. Chances are, if it's got anything to do with creative aspects or web design, you can find a course on it on Skillshare. Right, I have used Skillshare to upskill myself on numerous occasions. It's a handy resource to have. Skillshare is basically, if you're looking for video courses and things, you should definitely check out Skillshare at like $120, $130 a year. It's very cost effective. Now, we are going to have some honorable mentions, but the next one is Udemy. Now, Udemy is a platform where it has video courses, but you pay per course. Now, it's not as cost effective as Skillshare, because you have to pay per course. But one of the things that I've noticed about Udemy is that you can find courses that are like 12 hours or 7 hours long that really go into in-depth detail about a particular topic. Sometimes more than you'll find on Skillshare, right? So obviously you should check Skillshare first, but if you can't find a course on Skillshare or you can't find what you're looking for, you should definitely check Udemy. The thing that I would say though is that if you're going to check Udemy and you're going to spend money on individual courses, you probably want to make sure that they've got good ratings and there's a lot of content. The more content, the better. So, now we'll come to some honorable mentions that I have to mention because it would be remiss if I didn't mention. The next one is on Amazon and Audible, which we talked about in the past. So Amazon, which I'm sure you know, they sell a lot of different things, but they initially started as a bookstore, right? So chances are if you're looking for an ebook, you will find it on Amazon. Now, like I said, I still buy books on Amazon, even though I have Everand. But it's useful to know about Amazon because Amazon has a lot of books on a lot of different topics. The next one that I really like is Audible. Audible is actually really good in that you pay $14 a month and you get a credit, and that credit can actually be more cost effective to get access to that credit to buy books as opposed to buying books for the actual price. So Audible's really good. The good thing about Audible is, like with Everand as well, is that audiobooks are really, really good in that they allow you to listen to a book while you're doing something else. Like, for instance, while you're doing your housework or you're doing your gardening, right? So one of the things that I find about being an entrepreneur is you're constantly having to upskill, right? So your time is very precious. So being able to find books on like that you can upskill on an audio version are actually really, really good. But like I said, you should probably check Everand first before checking Amazon and Audible, because it'll save you a considerable amount of money if you buy a lot of books. The last honorable mention is LinkedIn Learning. Now, I started with LinkedIn Learning before I went to Skillshare. I still have a LinkedIn Learning membership, but I find myself not using it very often. LinkedIn Learning is about $39.99 in AUD a month. Okay, so it's considerably more expensive than Skillshare. Now, I gotta be honest, the only thing that I found on LinkedIn Learning that I didn't find on Skillshare is courses related to like networking and stuff like that with IT. But if you're an entrepreneur, you kind of don't really need to know that. If you're talking about like the online marketing in your business space, like Skillshare should have pretty much everything that you want. But sometimes LinkedIn Learning will have material that isn't on Skillshare. So just be aware of that. So I would be remiss if I didn't cover LinkedIn Learning. So, so like I said, LinkedIn Learning is a online video platform. Whereas Amazon is all books and Audible is all audiobooks. So these were the resources for lean entrepreneurs. The other thing is I have actually created a course, on Udemy that teaches you how to build a website in WordPress with no coding required. It not only teaches you how to use Elementor to build a website in WordPress from the very beginning, from scratch all the way up, and it teaches you how to upload it to a live server. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description of this video. It's $75 AUD. So yeah, save yourself $1,000 or a couple of thousand by building the website yourself as opposed to hiring a developer. But yeah, so thank you for watching this video. This was George Demores from One Web Solutions. Please like and subscribe, and signing out.